What's up guys, another episode of My Favorite Records. Today we got a great one. This is A Way of Life by the band Suicide. Now I've known Suicide for a long time from their songs like Ghost Rider, Chi, which is one of my favorites. It's really slow and creepy, Cherie, all the songs on the first record that generally people are familiar with. But I had no idea about this record until I was listening in passing to Mark Lanigan's autobiography when it was still on YouTube before it got taken down. And he said that in his Walkman, he put this album on. And I didn't know that they released this album or that there was music past the first Suicide record. So of course I had to go listen to it. And this is one that I picked up when I was in Austin visiting. And hold on, you guys get to see the color of this record. Beautiful, like translucent blue, if that's the right word. Totally fits the theme of the record. Why? Because the first track is side one is Wild and Blue. Next track, Surrender. Not only is Wild and Blue kind of catchy and it gets kind of chaotic towards the end, but Surrender has got to be one of the most like tender love songs, ever created. It's like, of course, rockers, we want to rock, we want like guitar solos and things like that, but you can't really deny that it's a beautiful song, definitely. I love Jukebox Baby, because when I first started playing guitar, all I could play was Eddie Cochran and Chuck Berry type riffs, so I love that kind of like 50s-esque kind of weird, like bebopping rock, it's so zany, and it somehow fits on this record in my opinion. Reign of Ruin always reminds me of the game Manhunt for the PS2 because of the level in it, Road to Ruin. It kind of sounds like it would be in there if you ask me. This particular vinyl copy also has a live in Paris version of Born in the USA, and it's pretty funny because when Alan Vega says that they're gonna sing it, the crowd kind of gets a little rowdy, and he's like, we'll mess it up. We'll mess it up in our own way. I really like that. Suicide had a lot of attitude to do what they were doing. I know they're probably not the first, with groups like Kraftwerk and other like electronic artists, like way before like 1977 and things like that. But between the two of them, Alan Vega, Martin Rev, I think they had a lot of attitude, a lot of punk attitude to be doing what they were doing, in any time period, producing the music that they did. And I think it's cool that a lot of the vocals on a lot of the songs, Alan was just, what do you call it, ad-libbing almost. I love how in Wild and Blue, he's like, give me time. I love it. A lot of them get stuck in my head, actually. I'll just be randomly going throughout my day and they get stuck in my head. So, I give them props. And I think this is a great record. If you've only ever listened to the first Suicide record, you should really go listen to A Way of Life, because it's kind of a continuation, but it's, in my opinion, a much more mature record than the first, with songs like Ghost Rider. Yeah, it's a classic, of course. How could it not be, right? I just think that this is almost like a mature version of the first record, along with, again, I don't know all the history or what would be considered the second album or the third record or in chronological order, but when they had the songs like Harlem, which I love, and what's the other one? Anything on that second album, that could be considered that, I think this is just them really finding their niche and really like settling into it. So yeah, Suicide, A Way of Life, go check it out. Thanks.